Jesus died on the cross, a moment that changed the world forever. It wasn't just a historical event. It was the divine act of love that became the turning point in human history. The Son of God, perfect and sinless, gave his life for a broken world. He didn't die because he had to. He died because he chose to. Long before the crucifixion, it was prophesied. Isaiah declared, "He was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." Isaiah 53:5. Jesus' death was not a tragic end. It was a victorious sacrifice. The cross was a symbol of shame and punishment, but Jesus transformed it into a symbol of redemption, mercy, and eternal hope. At the heart of the cross is love, deep, undeserved, unconditional love. Romans 5:8 reminds us, "But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." He didn't wait for us to get our lives together. He died knowing we were flawed, knowing we'd fall, knowing we couldn't save ourselves. Jesus was betrayed, beaten, mocked, and nailed to a wooden cross. He carried the weight of our sin, every lie, every mistake, every failure. With every drop of blood, grace flowed. As he hung there, he uttered words that echo through eternity. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Luke 23:34. Even in agony, his heart was full of forgiveness. As the sky turned dark and the earth trembled, Jesus gave up his spirit and declared, "It is finished." John 19:30. With those words, the debt of sin was paid in full. Why did Jesus die on the cross? Because justice had to be served. Sin separates us from a holy God, and the penalty of sin is death. But instead of leaving us condemned, God made a way. Through Jesus' death, the punishment we deserved was placed on him. He became our substitute, taking our place. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says, "God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God." His death brought us life. His sacrifice brought us freedom. The curtain in the temple was torn in two, signifying that the barrier between us and God was removed. Through the cross, we now have access to the Father, not as distant strangers, but as sons and daughters. But the cross is not the end of the story. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead. The empty tomb confirms that the sacrifice was accepted. Death was defeated. The cross was the battlefield, and the resurrection was the victory. This changes everything. Because Jesus died on the cross, we are no longer defined by our past. We are forgiven. We are redeemed. We are loved beyond measure. We don't have to earn God's favor. It was already secured on Calvary. Our shame is erased. Our chains are broken. Our future is secured.